Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be a tutorial, and I am going to show you guys how to put together this 3D die. So this is a die from Global Land. So anyway, this die makes a 3D project. It makes this adorable little cart here. Super cute. And it does have a word for like candy, so you could like put this on there so that it says candy. You've got tags, little candy pieces here, wheels. So, and I wanted to mention there are tutorials out there on putting this together, but the way that others put it together is not the way that I put it together. And somebody might find others, more simple. Somebody might find mine more simple. So I wanted to go ahead and do mine also. So that is the die. So you have these. These are your top pieces. You get two of these. So you're going to cut these two twice. And if you want your layering piece here, so you cut this a total of 4 times. Each one you cut those twice to get 4. So if you want your layering pieces, cut 4 more out of your patterned paper. And I'll show you how to cut that down to fit. And then this is your bottom piece. You're going to cut this 1 time. Wheels, obviously you need 2 sets of the 2. And I think I actually did. No, I didn't. But I am going to layer them on my next one to make them a little sturdier. Layer 2 pieces of 110-pound cardstock. And then this is your side piece. This is what makes your box shape all the way around. So you need this cut 4 times. And I saw several tutorials and people did not know what this piece was for. And I wanted to share what this piece is for is here. So you get a rectangle piece for here between the tires. But on the side piece where your tires are arched, that's the piece that fits right in between that to give you your decorative piece. Which you could always use this and then put your tires over it. But that's what it's for, is to give you a decorative piece that fits just right inside. And then, like I mentioned, you get a little lollipop of candy. You get this tag that gives you an embossed center with stitching around the edges. Alright, so for the sake of time, I did go ahead and die cut my pieces. So I have my bottom piece here. And as I show you, I'm going to go ahead and score. And this bottom one, actually, the score marks are pretty good. You don't even have to do that. But so there's your bottom piece. And then you have 4 of these. That one is scored. And if you want vellum or acetate for your windows, now is the time to go ahead and do that. I'm leaving mine open because I'm using it in my craft room for something. But now is when you would want to go in and use like red line tape or glue, whatever it is, here on the inside, and adhere your adhesive. Adhere your acetate or your vellum or whatever you want your windows to be. One way that I saw it because there's 4 tabs on this, you could see one of the tabs. And I'm just not a big fan of the tabs showing. I'm just picky about my stuff. And I don't want, you know, that to show. So what we're going to do is actually, you can just glue that down. So all these are going to adhere together. Almost like making a box. And instead of that tab being visible on the outside, like I said, you can glue it down right here on the inside, or you can trim it off. And I think on my last, on this one, yeah, I adhered it down, I believe. But I'm just going to cut it off. So pick one side, and I'm going to glue like here to here. So I'm going to cut my right side off. Yeah, so I'm just going to pretty much right on that score mark. That's what I'm going to do. Like I said, you can just add some adhesive, stick it down. So that's how it's going to look. All 4 are going to now have 3 tabs. And then these are your top pieces. And if you look at it, see this scallop, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the bottom, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you know that's your bottom piece. Because if you go to adhere it, you're going to see that when you line, that's not going to line up. See? They don't line up. So, I mean, you could do it that way, but the triangle is not straight, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure your tabs are, your scallops, the 5, are on the bottom. And then these, you can see how they meet here. So we're going to fold these inwards. So this is the front. Instead of going that way, we're going to fold it. I was trying to fold on that stitch mark, so you have to be careful with that. All right, so that's the front, and then it's going to go upwards instead of down. So let me do those right quick. And I'm just... If you want this layering piece here, you don't want it plain, you're going to cut your pattern paper 4 more times. So here are my 4 more. And what I'm going to do is, instead of folding, I'm going to go in. I'm not sure if you can see. Maybe the back's better. Let's see. Hang on. Okay, so you have a stitch mark. And you have a score line. What you're going to do is take your scissors and you're going to cut right between your stitch and your score. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to find the mark and just cut, if you can see, right up against that. I'm going to leave my stitching because I want that to show. You're going to cut right up against the stitches just like that. And you could keep these for decorative pieces for later if you like. But when you're doing this, it might be easier to set your pieces out because once you cut your scallops, you're not going to know what the bottom is anymore unless you fiddle around and make sure that it fits. So it's just easier to make sure that it fits. So see, it's going to sit just inside there. Mine leaves a little bit of a space, if you can see down here. So if you don't want that, you can cut it a little further from the stitch line, but I like it like this, so I'm going to leave it just like that. And actually, you know what might be a little easier? Instead of fiddling and trying to remember your bottom mark where your bottom scallops are. So they're all, that's the bottom. So what you could do is this. Just put a line. That way, when you go back and put it on your decorative pieces, you have a line and you know that that means the bottom. So that's what I did. Alright, and now I'm gonna go through and just cut the rest of my pieces. And there we have our decorative pieces. And so we're going to end up having to glue these together like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on my pieces and adhere those down. And if I can remember to go in and edit this video, I'm going to go in and speed this up so the video is not so long for you guys. Okay, there we go. Use my bone folder just to, if you can see what I mean, there's a little bit of edging showing, but you kind of want that so that when you do your folding and score marks, you're not pushing and butting up against the other paper. But you can cut it a little bit further and not have such a gap. Totally up to you. Alright, we're going to set those to the side for just a minute. And we're going to put our base together first. So, you're going to take your, and if I mentioned before, now is the time to put in acetate or adhesive. Sorry, acetate or vellum if you want your windows. So, if you need windows in it, you want to go ahead and do that. So we're going to move on because I'm leaving mine empty. I'm going to put some adhesive on this tab here. And you want to butt it right up against it and then lay that flap down. And what I like to do is close it on itself and make sure that this score mark is laying right on the edge of that cut line. It is, so I'm going to put down some pressure. Make sure it's got a good stick. Now to the next one. And I've seen this done with double-sided tape, so you can absolutely do that if you choose. I just like to use wet adhesive so that if something's not straight, it gives me a moment to straighten things up. Okay, and then before you, so you're going to take one of these inside tabs. You can pick really just any inside tab. And this is going to be the bottom, so you're not going to see it. So you're going to add adhesive to one tab. And then you're going to line up your bottom piece. And I'm going to, well, I thought I was going to fold it. Yeah, okay. So you got one that's going to be on the bottom. And then this one is going to be inside. So I'm going to glue this tab down. So this one here, you can cut it off or you can adhere it down. So I'm going to, like so. And then I think, yes, I'm going to do the other one the same way. And the reason we did it this way instead of adhering the tab on the outside is so that you don't have visible tabs on the outside. So I don't like that. And for me, this was the easiest way to make that happen. All right, so now we're going to need adhesive on these 3 tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive to all 3. All 4 actually. Yep, because you got this tab that needs to adhere to the inside of the next box. Now you can do this one by one, it's up to you. So now I'm going to close this, adhere this tab. And then I'm going to go around to the next one here. And then these next 2. So, right there. And there. You don't have to do, you know, so many at one time like I did. I'm going to take my other bone folder and go in on those inside tabs. And then our side tabs, whichever one we just glued. I don't even remember which one it was, so I'm just going to go through, press all of them. So now, that did not go in all the way. So I'm going to, let me use my tweezers. There we go. Let that tab go. So it didn't go in all the way. So I released it, and now I'm going to go add some more glue. And Make sure it goes in all the way, like so. Yes, there we go. Much better. Okay, and so that is the base. And of course you have your rectangle piece. If you want to go through and go ahead and adhere those, you would have to know which side you want your tire on. And so for the lid, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of these. So this one, the top is adhered completely. So you can just glue it down if you like. But I want it to be a lid that flips. So this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my first tab. Wait. No. Let's start putting these together. That's what we're going to do first. And remember, you need 6. Decide with the 6. So take your glue or your adhesive. And then, really the simplest way, unless you just lay them down flat, I'm just going to do this and butt it right up against it. Lining it up as best I can. And nope, well, it worked out better to just to line it up. Oh. Okay, I messed up. I'm gonna need some more glue. Ooh. Alright, so I'm just going to lay it on top of the other one. Line those up. And now those are together. So then you're going to take your next one and do the same thing. Make sure you're on the side with the 6 scallops, not the 5. I'm going to put that together just like the first one. And now you have 3. So for your next one, you're going to need to do adhesive. You can do it one at a time. So let's just do one at a time. Oops. Then you want to take your next piece and do the same thing. Ooh, I could put a 5th one in and make an octagon box. Alright, so down to this last one. You can't really lay it down flat. So, but lining it up as best you can is going to give your it's going to give your lid the shape it needs. So now it's in a square shape. And what I'm going to do to make it a flip top is adhere only one tab. I'm going to leave these tabs up and I'm going to adhere one tab. If you want it to close, you're going to adhere all 4 tabs and then just turn it over. And then, use your fingers and press inside there like that. So I'm going to try this with the flip top. And when the lid's on, you're not going to see these extra tabs that are sitting there. So I'm going to leave it so that it helps keep its shape for the way that it sits. Alright, so I'm going to set this on top. I'm going to look in there. There we go. Adhere it like so. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I can lay this down, go in like this, or with my other. And now I have a box. And I think I might even add Velcro. So you can add a Velcro dot here to make sure that it's going to stay. So there is our box. And let me grab my tires right quick. Okay, so I have my wheels now. As I mentioned, I cut them out of 110-pound cardstock, and I cut 2 of each. So I'm going to layer them on top of each other to make them a little bit more sturdy. And I wanted to say you could punch a hole through here, and before putting this all the way together, also punch a hole on your corners. So on this one, you can see that the center sits right at the corner. So you could pretty much eyeball where the hole goes, and you could insert a brad, small brad, and then the tires would actually rotate instead of staying in place. That would make a really cute little detail for something in a swap. So I'm going to adhere my tires together right quick, and then I will be back and show you how to place them on your cart. Okay, so we're just gonna, you can use foam tape if you like. So I'm just gonna add some glue to the middle, and then 2 bars, because I know that 2 bars are gonna be touching. Let's see, I'm gonna hold it here, and then those 2 bars I know are gonna be. There we go. So you're going to put it basically just right in the corner. Just like that. And hold it for a second. And I do think I'm going to put some Velcro, a Velcro dot there, just to help hold that in place. But, so I'm just going to press a little. Okay. And then my next one. So 2 of those bars. And in the middle. And there we have our little cart. And, oh, I forgot to put my other pieces on. So, I cut 2 of the same for the side. And then we're just going to fit those. So, this one's going to go right between the tires. like that. And we're going to just adhere those. Use my tweezers so I can center it. There we go. And it's probably easier to do this before putting the whole thing together so that you can press down really well. But I'm just going to do it this way. You could always put this piece on first also, and then put your tires where that goes, where the angle or the arch is, to make sure that it's centered. And then I'm going to take my little stitch piece here, and that's going to go on the end, front and back. And I'm going to put it just as far down as the other piece was. About the same spacing from the edge of the window. And then we have one more. And there's our little cart. So I like that it has the flip top here. I think I really like that. So I'm definitely going to do that now. But yeah, that is our little carts. I hope this tutorial was helpful. I will have the unboxing video for this haul in the description box, as well as the links to this die if you're interested. And that's it for this video. Hope you guys have a great day. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.